This is the wall where doing more just doesn't work anymore. Hustling harder doesn't get you more output. And what got you here won't get you there. I remember when that finally hit me, because you hear these quotes a lot and you try to internalize them. And I realized I just didn't need new systems. I needed a new identity. Perfection a lot of times is just procrastination. Your job as a leader isn't to be the best at everything. It's to create an environment where excellence can happen without you. But as you scale, communication becomes your greatest leverage point. You've got to learn to be a good communicator. And it's an ongoing process. I struggle with this every day. But you've got to learn and prioritize communication, because hustle moves projects, but communication moves people. And people, it's never too late to start living the life you were meant to live, but you've got to grow and you've got to start acting as if you're the future version of yourself. All right, guys, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. And I got a message for you today that I think is going to help you on a more tactical level. Most entrepreneurs hit the same wall at some point in their business and their career. This is the wall where doing more just doesn't work anymore. Hustling harder doesn't get you more output. And you start your business as a driver, you're the creator, the one who does everything. But as your company grows, you realize that the very habits that got you where you want to be are actually holding you back. And I've got a great interview tomorrow with Mandy Elfson that's going to talk a little bit about the hands-off CEO. But I want to talk to you about one of the most important transitions that you're going to need to make. And that's shifting from, and this is your identity of being a solopreneur to a scalable leader. And this goes in any type of leadership role. Even if you do have some people working with you now, at some level, you're going to hit this wall. Because if you don't upgrade who you are as a leader, you'll eventually become the bottleneck in your own business and your own success. So let's get into it. There's a great line from Marshall Goldsmith that says, "What got you here won't get you there. What got you here won't get you there." I remember when that finally hit me, because you hear these quotes a lot and you try to internalize them. But I was running a business myself, and I've had this happen multiple times, really proud of how much results I was getting, how efficient and hands-on I was. I was in the trenches helping everybody. But deep down, I was burned out and I was stuck. And I had built a company that had grown really fast. It had grown to a couple $100 million a year net revenue. And I realized I just didn't need new systems. I needed a new identity. And when you get to that point where the business I wanted to build required me to become somebody different, a leader, not just a doer, that's when the wake-up call hits you. So let's talk about 3 sort of powerful shifts that you can do as an entrepreneur that can evolve you from being a solopreneur or a smaller business to a scalable leader, a leader that can build and grow and scale teams. The first thing you need to do is you got to move from being an operator to an architect, an operator to an architect. So when you started out, you wear every hat. You sell, you serve, you manage, you market, you are the business. But leadership begins when you stop working in the business and start building the systems that run the business. And the operator asks, how can I get this done? And the architect says, how do I design a process so it gets done without me? That's the real goal we're trying to accomplish here. And the difference between hustle and scale is actual structure. So ask yourself, if you stepped away for a week, would your business still grow? Or would it grind to a halt? And this week, I want you to just document just at least one process in your company. How you onboard a client, how you post content, how you handle leads. Do that, and once it's written down, find someone else to execute it. That's how architecture begins. And you got to move from being an operator to an architect. The second thing you've got to do to shift to a scalable leader is, and this is a hard one, you've got to move from perfection to progress. Perfection to progress. Execution's got to be the key. As a solopreneur, we attach our identity to excellence. Every detail, every post, every pixel, right? But perfection kills your scalability. Leaders understand, and successful people understand, that progress beats perfection every single time. Perfection is about control. Progress is about growth. I actually heard something the other day, and I think I mentioned it on the podcast. Perfection a lot of times is just procrastination. Your job as a leader isn't to be the best at everything. It's to create an environment where excellence can happen without you. And when you let go of perfection, you create space for creativity, ownership, and invention and innovation in your team. Otherwise, this perfection, and I've sensed it and I've experienced it, it really dampens your team. So I want you to try to empower people on your team more to make decisions without needing approval, and also be patient with things that don't come back as high a level as you would do yourself, because you have to let your team grow into this if you want to scale your business. And then the third thing I think is difficult for a lot that you've got to do is you have to shift from being a hustler to a communicator, a hustler to a communicator. Now, in the early days, hustle is what you need to do. It drives results. You grind, you push, you do whatever it takes, and it gets you results. But as you scale, communication becomes your greatest leverage point. You've got to learn to be a good communicator. And it's an ongoing process. I struggle with this every day. But you've got to learn and prioritize communication, because hustle moves projects, but communication moves people. And people build companies. Your new job is to articulate vision, set priorities, align your team around clear outcomes. That's the new hustle for you. And if you want a simple framework, think of it like this: one weekly alignment meeting, clear KPIs, and consistent messages that reinforce your vision and mission. And when you stop managing tasks and start managing meaning, your business multiplies. That's what's going to happen for you. So I want you to take a few minutes and just assess where you are with your business. Are you still operating like a solo version of yourself, a solopreneur? What systems or mindset or role do you need to let go of to make room for leadership? And the leader you're becoming is not the person who worked harder. It's the person who thinks higher. That future version of you wouldn't be doing all the tasks. So here's your challenge. Write down a couple things you can do. And I want you to think about this. The leader I'm becoming is someone who does what? What is that statement? Finish that sentence. The leader I'm becoming is someone who, finish that sentence. Read it out loud. Write it down. Find a way to convince yourself through repetition that you are becoming that leader. You'll be amazed how your decisions start to align with your new identity when you're acting the new identity as well. And transitioning from a solopreneur to a leader isn't just a business move. It's a mindset transformation. And that's why we focus on the inner game and the outer game at the Daily Mastermind. I created the Daily Mastermind so that you could continually challenge yourself and grow, be around others that are doing that. And so I hope this is a message that's resonated with you. I hope it's something that'll inspire you to continue to be the best version of yourself. It's never too late to start living the life you were meant to live, but you've got to grow and you've got to start acting as if you're the future version of yourself. That's the message for today. Do me a favor and share this episode. Share this episode with somebody you know that could benefit from it, and go out and apply it in your life. And then also, if you're looking to grow you've probably seen me all over right now talking about growing your authority for your business, and authority is directly tied to your identity. Go check out theauthorityscorecard.com, theauthorityscorecard.com. It's a free assessment. It'll help you figure out where you are with your authority, but we also deliver a bunch of good strategies and blueprints and stuff for you with that. So go check it out. Look forward to talking with you a little bit more. I hope you have an amazing week. I'll talk with you tomorrow. Have a great day.